Okay. ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಓಂ ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ವಾಸುದೇವಾಯ. ಓಂ ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ವಾಸುದೇವಾಯ. ಓಂ ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ವಾಸುದೇವಾಯ. ನಾರಾಯಣಂ ನಮಸ್ಕೃತ್ಯಂ ನರಂ ಚೈವ ನರೋತ್ತಮಂ ದೇವೀಂ ಸರಸ್ವತಿಂ ವ್ಯಾಸಂ ತತೋ ಜಯಮುದೀರಯೇತ್. ನಷ್ಟಪ್ರಾಯೇಷು ಭದ್ರೇಷು ನಿತ್ಯಂ ಭಾಗವತ ಸೇವಯ ಭಗವತೆ ಉತ್ತಮಶ್ಲೋಕೆ ಭಕ್ತಿರ್ಭವತಿ ನೈಷ್ಟಕಿ. ಮೂಕಂ ಕರೋತಿ ವಾಚಾಲಂ ಪಂಗುಂ ಲಂಘಯತೆ ಗಿರಿಂ ಯತ್ಕೃಪಾತಮಹಂ ವಂದೇ ಶ್ರೀಗುರು ದೀನತಾರಿಣಂ ಪರಮಾನಂದಮಾಧವಂ ಚೈತನ್ಯಮೀಶ್ವರಂ. ಓಂ ಅಜ್ಞಾನತಿಮಿರಂಧಸ್ಯ ಜ್ಞಾನಾಂಜನಶಲಾಕಯ ಚಕ್ಷುರುನ್ಮಿಲಿತಮೇನ ತಸ್ಮೈ ಶ್ರೀಗುರುವೇ ನಮಃ. ನಮೋ ಓಂ ವಿಷ್ಣುಪಾದಾಯ ಕೃಷ್ಣಪೃಷ್ಠಾಯ ಭೂತಲೆ ಶ್ರೀಮತೆ ಭಕ್ತಿವೇದಾಂತ ಸ್ವಾಮಿನಿತಿ ನಾಮಿನೆ. ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಸಾರಸ್ವತೆ ದೇವೆ ಗೌರವಾಣಿ ಪ್ರಚಾರಿಣಿ ನಿರ್ವಿಶೇಷ ಶೂನ್ಯವಾದಿ ಪಾಶ್ಚಾತ್ಯ ದೇಶತಾರಿಣಿ. ಜಯ ಶ್ರೀ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಚೈತನ್ಯ ಪ್ರಭು ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಶ್ರೀ ಅದ್ವೈತ ಗದಾಧರ ಶಿವಾಸದಿ ಗೌರಭಕ್ತ ವೃಂದ. ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ 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 ಹರೇ ಹರೇ, ಹರೇ ರಾಮ 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 ಹರೇ ಹರೇ. ನಮೋ ವಿಷ್ಣುಪಾದಾಯ ಕೃಷ್ಣಪೃಷ್ಠಾಯ ಭೂತಲೆ ಶ್ರೀಮತೆ ಜಯಪತಾಕ ಸ್ವಾಮಿತಿ ನಾಮನಿ. ನಮ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಪದಾನಿತಾಯ ಪ್ರಪದಾನಿ ಗೌರ ಕಥಾಮದಾನ. Hare Krishna, welcome all devotees for Bhagavatam study. So today 24, right, Shloka?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, who is going to read?
Lakshmi Mataji, I think so.
She is not. Yes, Mataji is there. Yes. Lakshmi Mataji, can you both?
Lakshmi Mataji, will you be reading?
She is there.
Prabhuji, she is there.
Okay,
But,
sorry. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
I will read Mataji and Prabhuji.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Text, Srimad Bhagavatam 2.8.24. Sarvam ye. I'm not. 1 second, Prabhuji. Sarvam ye tacha
Bhagavan.
A little bit difficult for me to
Prachato,
see.
1 second, I would increase it.
Thank you. Sarvam etacha Bhagavan prachato me nupurvashaha tatvato arhasi udahartum prapannaya mahamune. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. O great sage, representative of the Lord, kindly satisfy my inquisitiveness in all that I have inquired from you and all that I may not have inquired from you from the very beginning of my questionings. Since I am a soul surrendered unto you, please impart full knowledge in this connection. Purport. The spiritual master is always prepared to impart knowledge to the disciple, and specifically when the disciple is very inquisitive. Inquisitiveness on the part of a disciple is greatly necessary for the progressive disciple. Maharaja Parikshit is a typical disciple because he is perfectly inquisitive. If one is not very inquisitive about self-realization, one need not approach a spiritual master simply to make a show of discipleship. Not only is Maharaja Parikshit inquisitive concerning all he has inquired about, but he is also anxious to know about what he has not been able to inquire. Factually, it is not possible for a man to inquire about everything from the spiritual master, but the bona fide spiritual master is able to enlighten the disciple in every way for the disciple's benefit. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Right.
So Maharaj Parishit speaking to Sukadeva Goswami, he's saying, "O representative of the Lord." So see the position he gives to Sukadeva Goswami. Kindly satisfy my inquisitiveness. So throughout this, sloka as well as purport, the focus is on inquisitiveness, a disciple's inquisitiveness. Disciples to eager to know. What is that? Eager to know for the spiritual advancement. So in the purport also, Srila Prabhupada emphasizes, and here in the sloka also, it said he is so inquisitive that we can see in Bhagavatam also. Whenever Sukadeva Goswami speaks something, and Parishad Maharaj is so attentive, he picks up, and if Sukadeva Goswami deviates little, then Parishad Maharaj immediately comes back. Sukadeva Goswami, you are saying something, so why you are diverted this? So he comes back. So that inquisitiveness is very important. Now, as a disciple, we are practicing devotees. We should have this one quality of inquisitiveness that we could see in Arjuna also. Arjuna also in the whole discussion Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is so attentive, asking questions. So he says, and here also he says that since I am soul surrendered unto you, please impart the full knowledge. And what knowledge? What I have asked, what I have not asked also. See he gets a complete anticipated bail. If I don't ask also, please give me that. So because Prabhupada in the purport says that for an ordinary person or anybody for that matter, it's not that possible to ask everything. It's not possible to ask everything about the Lord, or not possible to ask about the spiritual advancement. There's so many things, but the spiritual master knows what is good for disciple, and he'll give that knowledge. So that's why Parishit Maharaj is asking Sukadeva Goswami, please answer or please satisfy my inquisitiveness, what I asked and also what I not asked, which is relevant for me, which is beneficial for me. So this should be the mood of a disciple. Disciple should go. Actually, Acharya says that Prabhupada says if a disciple means he should be disciplined first. That's the first quality. Unless I'm disciplined, I'm not good disciple. Prabhupada says here that disciples or disciples is not just for the show, or it's not for just to public. Disciple means internal. I should be disciplined. The first and foremost quality is that discipline. Discipline means the first quality is discipline means tadvidi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshantite jnanam tattvadarshana. So I should serve the spiritual master or serve the Vaishnavas and then ask questions. Yes, definitely asking questions. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprasnena se. I should be inquisitive and ask questions. But how? After serving. Without serving, is not questioning, is not right attitude. So here Parishad Maharaj is so inquisitive, so attentive, and Prabhupada says that the inquisitiveness on the part of a disciple is greatly necessary for a progressive disciple. Progressive means one who want to progress, when you want to go up in the ladder of bhakti, not that either want to stay or go down, because we have a very limited time, very short time. At least Parishit Maharaj had a notice of 7 days. I may not have that notice also. So I should be very, very careful. Then Prabhupada says, if one is very inquisitive, what self-realization? One need not approach a spiritual master simply to make a show of leadership. So discipleship. So having a disciple, especially when we take Diksha, we become especially the authorized disciple. So taking Diksha is not just for the sake of the namesake, it is for following. So Prabhupada always said minimum 3 rules: following or chanting 16 rounds, and following 4 regular principles, and help Srila Prabhupada's movement to grow. These are the basic fundamentals. So as a disciple, I should be very much disciplined, or I should be chased to Prabhupada's movement. That is the first thing. Prabhupada here says that factually it is not possible for a man to inquire about everything from a spiritual master, but the bona fide spiritual master is able to enlighten disciple in every way the disciples benefit. So the spiritual master knows what is good for me, what is not good for me. He will give the education accordingly. As a disciple, my duty is to be disciplined, chaste to spiritual master and his movement, and serve accordingly, and ask relevant questions for my spiritual advancement, my self-realization, not anything else. Right. Hare Krishna. Next sloka, 25. Who is going to read the next one?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I think it's assigned to me.
Okay, go ahead.
अत्र प्रमाणं हि भवान् परमेष्ठी यथात्मभू अपरे चानुतिष्ठन्ति पूर्वेषां पूर्वजे कृतम्. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O great sage, you are as good as Brahma, the original living being. Others follow customs only, as followed by the previous philosophical speculators. Purport. It may be argued that Shukdev Goswami is not the only authority of perfect knowledge in transcendence because there are many other sages and their followers. Contemporary to Vyasadeva or even prior to him, there were many other great sages such as Gautama, Kanada, Gemini, Kapil, and Ashtavakra, and all of them has presented a philosophical path by themselves. Patanjali is also one of them, and all these six great rishis have their own way of thinking, exactly like the modern philosophers and mental speculators. The difference between the six philosophical paths put forward by the renowned sage above mentioned and that of Shukdev Goswami as presented in Srimad Bhagavatam is that all the six sages mentioned above speak the facts according to their own thinking, but Shukdev Goswami present the knowledge which comes down directly from Brahmaji, who is known as Atmabhu, or born of or educated by the Almighty Personality of Godhead. Vedic transcendental knowledge descends directly from the personality of Godhead. By his mercy, Brahma, the first living being in the universe, was enlightened. And from Brahmaji, Narad was enlightened, and from Narada, Vyas was enlightened. Shukdev Goswami received such transcendental knowledge directly from his father, Vyasadev. Thus, the knowledge being received from the chain of disciplic succession is perfect. One cannot be a spiritual master in perfection unless and until one has received the same by disciplic succession. That is the secret of receiving transcendental knowledge. The six great sages mentioned above may be great thinkers, but their knowledge by mental speculation is not perfect. However perfect an empiric philosopher may be in presenting a philosophical thesis, such knowledge is never perfect because it is produced by an imperfect mind. Such great sages also have their disciplic successions, but they are not authorized because such knowledge does not come directly from the independent Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana. No one can be independent except Narayana. Therefore, no one's knowledge can be perfect, for everyone's knowledge is dependent on the flickering mind. Mind is material, and thus knowledge presented by material speculators is never transcendental and can never become perfect. Mundane philosophers, being imperfect in themselves, disagree with other philosophers because a mundane philosopher is not a philosopher at all unless he presents his own theory. Intelligent persons like Maharaj Parikshit do not recognize such mental speculators, however great they may be, but hear from the authorities like Shukdev Goswami, who is non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the Parampara system and is especially stressed in the Bhagavad Gita. So, in this shloka, these six sages that is being talked about, they give the darshans, the six darshans that are there, like Nyaya, Yoga, then Sankhya, Vedanta, and Purvimamsa, and one more is there. So these give the six darshan, but still the Vyasadeva has been, Shukdev Goswami is given importance because as equal to Lord Brahma, because his knowledge come directly from through the disciplic succession, and there is no mental speculation in it. But others are like they have their own mental speculation. So then whatever thing is that is not the whole knowledge. And Prabhupada is teaching like spiritual truth must be received through the authorized Guru Parampara. And mental speculation and manufactured philosophy cannot reveal God. So, knowledge descending from Krishna through the disciplic succession is the perfect and free from defects. Yes, bro, you can explain further.
Yeah, bro. Thank you. So, Prabhupada, one point here says there are many other sages and followers. Even Prabhupada's time also. There are many philosophers, many or saints could be. There are many because Sanatana Dharma is a vast. But here the Parishit Maharaj also glorifies Sukadeva Goswami and Prabhupada also glorifies Sukadeva Goswami. Prabhupada is the one who stick to the philosophy, is stick to the basics like Guru Sadhu Shastra. So if you can see Prabhupada's purport also is always referring to scriptures and it's given as it is by even Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. That's the reason Prabhupada could make, the people change their heart. So, like Prabhupada quotes other six, the sages. Yes, they have their philosophy, they have their disciple succession, but that is not coming directly from the Supreme Lord. That Bhagavatam is coming directly from Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kavaye. So, Bhagavatam says that knowledge directly revealed to Brahmaji directly by Supreme Lord. And Brahmaji gave it to Narada, Narada to Vyasa, Vyasa to Sukadeva Goswami, the disciplic succession. There is no loss of chain of succession. Yevam parampara praptam imam rajashwa vidu sakaleneha mahatas yoganastha parantapa. Krishna says that I gave this Bhagavad Gita knowledge million years before to Vivaswan, but over a period of time is lost, then and I'm giving to you. Similarly, that parampara system is important because knowledge has to come Shabda Pramana. Because there are different ways to understand Shabda Pramana, Pratyaksha Pramana, Anumana Pramana. But Shabda Pramana is given so much important because we should hear. Tak Shunu. Bhagavatam also says, Tak Shunu, hear from authorized Acharya, authorized personnel. And here we have Prabhupada, who gives that knowledge through his transcendental purport. Bhaktivedanta purports, very disciplic successions. And he gives as it is without making any changes, addition or deletion. So that's why he says Sukadeva Goswami presents a knowledge which comes from down directly from Brahmaji. Of course, Brahmaji got from Krishna. So Brahmaji himself, Atmabhuhu. So that's why it's authorized. And whenever you hear Bhagavatam, that's transformation of heart happens. That's important. Bhakti means transformation of heart, means purification of the heart and service to the Lord. That is what happens. That's why Prabhupada says Narada was enlightened from, the Brahmaji and Narada was enlightened and then Vyasa enlightened Sukadeva Goswami. That's disciple section. And there are four sampradayas, Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya, which ISKCON follows. And we have Sri Sampradaya, we have Kumara Sampradaya, and we have Rudra Sampradaya. But all Sampradayas authorized. And because they should follow the discipline section, Guru Sadhu Shastra. That is important. So as a practicing devotees, for us also, whenever we speak anything, we should have a reference, we should have a quote, and we should speak the message as it is. Maybe for time, place, circumstances, we can present it different way, but I cannot change the content. The essence, I cannot change. Essence has to be like, there are some speakers in ISKCON today, they make jokes, they attract people, but the purpose is to give the right message. Some are very serious, but again, purpose is to give the message. They will not change the basics. That's important. And some of them may, with more katha, some may be in more philosophy, some may be in bhajans. That's okay. But end of the day, each one's purpose is to give the philosophy or give the essence as it is. That's important. So we should transfer the message in a very essence and as it is without diluting it. Okay, we'll read one more. 26. Can somebody read?
Okay, Prabhuji, I'll read. I think it's allocated to Sridevi Mataji.
Okay.
Yes. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. न मे स्वपरयन्ति ब्रह्मन् अनश्यनन्दमे पिबतो अच्युता पीयूषं तद्वाक्यब्धिविनिश्रुतं Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. O learned Brahmana, because of my drinking the nectar of the message of the infallible personality of Godhead, which is flowing down from the ocean of your speeches, I do not feel any sort of exhaustion due to my fasting. Purport. The disciplic succession from Brahma, Narada, Vyasa, and Shukadeva Goswami is particularly different from others. The disciple successions from other sages are simply a waste of time, being devoid of Achyuta Katha or the message of the infallible Lord. The mental speculators can present their theories very nicely by reason and arguments, but such mental speculator, but reasons are not fallible, for they are defeated by better mental speculators. Maharaja Parikshit was not interested in the dry speculation of the flickering mind, but he was interested in the topics of the Lord, because factually he felt that by hearing such a nectarian message from the mouth of Sukadeva Goswami, he was not feeling any exhaustion, even though he was fasting because of his imminent death. One can indulge in hearing the mental speculators, but such hearing cannot endure for any length of time. One will be exhausted very soon from learning such hackneyed ways of thinking, and no one in the world can be satisfied simply by hearing such useless speculations. The message of the Lord, especially from a personality like Shukadeva Goswami, can never be tiring, even though one may be exhausted from other causes. In some editions of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the text of the last line of this verse reads, Anyatra Kupita Dvijat, which means that the king might be overwhelmed by the thought of his imminent death by snake bite. The snake is also twice born, and its anger is compared to the cursing Brahmana boy who was without good intelligence. Maharaja Parikshit was not at all afraid of death, for he was fully encouraged by the message of the Lord. One who is fully absorbed in Achyuta Katha can never be afraid of anything, anything in this world. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So here what is being told is, although Maharaja Parikshit was fasting, but he was not tired at all because he was listening to the nectarian Srimad Bhagavatam from Shukadeva Goswami. And also it is also told that he was not interested in other any sensual pleasure on the or any other sensual things or any other things that attracted the mind, because he thought he was interested only in the topics of the Lord, because he felt that that itself is the ultimate goal of life, to know the supreme personality of Godhead. And also, it is told that although the snake is a twice born, and Shukadeva and Parikshit was cursed by the Brahmana boy who was not that intelligent to be bitten by the snake, but he was not afraid at all. Parikshit was not afraid at all. He was completely engrossed in this hearing of Bhagavatam. He is not like ordinary souls like us. If we are told that we will be dying in a few days time, we will have all sort of worries, fear, and all those stuff, because he was so much dedicated into the Krishna consciousness that his heart, soul, and mind and thought was completely surrendered to the service of the Lord and listening the stories. So there was no fear. Like they tell, when Krishna is your protector, Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe Kaun. Why fear when Krishna is there? So there was always, he was remembering about Krishna. So then he did not allow fear to come about, because where there is faith, there is no fear, and where there is fear, there is no faith. So his faith was very strong. So that is what I understood, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Yeah. So here, first of all, Parishit Maharaj is saying, I do not feel any sort of exhaustion due to my fasting. So the 7 days, 7 nights, he was not eating, not drinking, not sleeping. For us, maybe 3 hours, 4 hours, or one lunch miss means when that day gone, headache, and we cannot do anything. I mean, I'm not so talking about myself. Here, so Parishit Maharaj he himself says that I am not feeling any exhaustion of fasting, and he want to drink. He says, because of my drinking nectar of the message of infallible personality God. That's Achyuta Katha. He's not hearing, he's drinking. Bhagavatam says, Pibata Bhagavata Rasamalayam. So, Bhagavatam, we should not just hear, we should drink. Rasamalayam, it is full of rasa, full of nectar. That was like, for example, the mango without seed, just only the nectarian pulp. That is the Bhagavatam. It is written by Vyasadeva in his spiritual maturity. And after writing Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, Itihas, everything, then at the maturity, he has written Bhagavatam, which is a kind of a consolidation of everything and the essence of everything. That's why Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam. Here also, Parishit Maharaj says, I'm drinking that. I'm not hearing. That's very important. So, Bhagavatam also hearing, we should be so attentive because we should go to the Karna Kundala and go to the heart, not ISKCON say ISKCON. I mean, that generally happens. If I hear something, next half an hour, I don't remember anything because nothing gone inside. So we should get that into that Achyuta Katha. Here, Prabhupada says that wherever Achyuta Katha is there, wherever you drink Achyuta Katha, nothing else can stop. Here, no fear. Of course, Vaishnavas never die. Vaishnava has no death, no fear of death, because Vaishnava knows that is going back home, back to Godhead. So there's no point. There's worrying about. There's no fear. But the whole life should be Achyuta Katha. The place devoid of Achyuta Katha is Vana. It is not the temple. So there is a difference between Vana and the temple, right? Bhagavan, where Bhagavan is there, is Vana. That's temple. Otherwise, it's just a forest. So our house, Bhavana, should not be Vana, should be Bhavana. Where Bhagavan is there, that house becomes temple. Bhagavan, Bhavan. So not Vana. So where the Achyuta Katha is happening, that is the real Bhavan. So we should make our house, make our place of living as the Bhavan with Achyuta Katha. So Achyuta Katha, whether hearing, speaking, continuously should happen. Here, Prabhupada says that in some edition of Srimad Bhagavatam text, the last line in this verse, Anyatra Kupita Dvijata, which means that the king might be overwhelmed by the thought of his imminent death by the snake bite. So that is a tinge of doubt. We should not have that. Parishit Maharaj was worried. Parishit Maharaj was thinking, oh, I'm going to die. What will happen? No. He was fully focused, in Achyuta Katha. So, of course, Prabhupada quoting even the Shringi, who kind of cursed Parishit Maharaj, was not that matured enough. He was a young boy. Of course, that's again Leela of the Lord. Parishit Maharaj took his Leela of the Lord. But Prabhupada kind of says that this is where Brahmanical quality start deteriorating. Because anything, if I misuse it, I may have certain, power. But if I misuse it or use it wrong purpose, power is lost. So that I should be very careful. Finally, Prabhupada says, one who is fully absorbed in Achyuta Katha can never be afraid of anything in this world. This is the very, very hope-giving and very assuring sentence. When we continuously hear Krishna Katha, continuously speak Krishna Katha, continuously hear Krishna's holy name, there is no need there is no need for fear of anything, whether material or spiritual. Material world will have problems. Daily we'll have going through one or two problems. I mean, there's no kind of a question that there's no problem. Because this place Dukhalayama Shashvatam. So there's no doubt we'll have, devotees also will have problems. But we continuously hear Krishna Katha. This is where Prabhupada is assuring that when we are continuously hear Krishna Katha, the holy name, problem will go. And Krishna will give you right intelligence. Like he has given to Brahma, the Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito, Acharya is saying that Divya Gyan will come. Right time, right knowledge will come. right time, right person will come and save us from the tension. So we don't have to worry. Fully depend on Krishna. That is the most important quality of a disciple. In the previous verse, we're talking about a disciple, right? The disciple's only quality is that how much I depend on Krishna, how much depend on Krishna's holy name. That is the most important. That is a real test of my success. I may be, having so many other skills. I may be having contacts, my knowledge, or my power, all those things. But nothing is going to help me unless I am fully dependent on Krishna. That is where, depending on Krishna's holy name and Achyuta Katha, that's important. With this, I'll stop here. Devotees can share the comments if they want to start from Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Thank you for the class. One should be inquisitive to know while listening to Bhagavad Gita, because if we are inquisitive, then we'll come to know many facts and we'll start reasoning. And also, we should be disciplined so that we can progress in spiritual path, and we have to follow the Guru Parampara instead of following some mental speculators which might lead us into the wrong path. So we have to follow the Guru Parampara from Brahma. um, uh, Sukadev Goswami, very intelligent person, because while he was in a womb as a baby, he refused to come out unless promised to him that Maya will not touch him. Very clever and intelligent person, Sukadev Goswami. Hope some print of it, if it reaches our mind, we will also be uh, have a lot of growth in the spiritual path, because Maya is the one which breaks us or falls us, and which might deviate us from the spiritual path unless and until we are very much disciplined. That is my takeaway, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shruti Mataji, anything bad?
Yes, Prabhuji, that's all what Sudha Mataji told. Disciplined succession means we should be completely devoted and engaged in the service of the Lord and the devotees. And secondly, constantly hearing of Krishna Katha is not only very auspicious, but it also removes all sorts of negative fears from our mind. So, although there will be problems in material life, but like they tell that when we are in Krishna Katha, we need not worry, because where there is faith, there is no fear. Because Krishna, when we are surrendered to Krishna, everything happens according to his will, and that we take it as his blessing. That's what I understood, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Sanatan Prem Prabhu, want to add anything?
Yeah, Prabhuji. So in the 24th verse, the key points are like a sincere disciple is always eager to learn about, 24th was the first verse, right? Yeah. So sincere devotee is always eager to learn about the pure truth. And genuine spiritual advancement begin with humility, surrender, and sincere inquiry. And a bona fide spiritual master enlightens the disciples beyond the disciples' own capacity to ask question. And next one was about the parampara. So we have to receive the spiritual truth from the authorized Guru Parampara. Mental speculation and manufactured philosophies cannot reveal God. And knowledge descending from Krishna through the disciplic succession is the perfect and free from defects. And for the 26th verse, the key points are like spiritual topics are all ever fresh and increasingly blissful. Unlike material enjoyment, hearing about Krishna satisfies the souls eternally. And Shravanam is the first and the most essential limb of devotional service, especially in Kali Yuga. So Pariksha Maharaj was declaring that he never become tired of hearing the nectar of Krishna glory from Shukadeva Goswami. He was like fasting and he was nearing death, but still he was like very eager to hear the Krishna Katha. Yeah, bro, that's all.
Hare Krishna. Vidya Prabhu Mataji.
ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ.
Mataji.
ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಗುರು ಪರಂಪರೆ ಅದು ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆದರೋದು ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಫುಲ್ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ದೇವ್ರದ್ದು ಕತೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನ್ಸಿಗೂ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಯಾವ್ದಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆದರೋದ್ ಬೇಡ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
A disciple means discipline. A disciple's inquisitiveness should be there for spiritual progress. Spiritual master knows what is beneficial for the disciple, and he imparts or he enlightens him in the correct way. Bhagavatam comes directly from the God, and he enlightens Brahma, and Brahma enlightens Narada, and Narada ji enlightens Vyasadeva, and Vyasadeva enlightens Shukadeva. So this parampara is very important, and this parampara is the perfect one. So Sukadeva Goswami's knowledge, which he imparted to Parikshit, is perfect. And Parikshit Maharaja was not afraid of death because he was hearing the Achyuta Katha, and by this he was drinking the nectar of the message of personality of Godhead from Sukadeva Maharishi. And from this, what we learn is continuous hearing Krishna Katha will make one not afraid of anything. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hmm.
Kanchana Mataji. Okay, Mariappan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams.
Yeah.
As practicing devotee, I must have the aptitude of inquisitive nature. The disciple must be disciplined and actively participate in devotional services. Taking initiation is not a mere formality. Spiritual master knows what is good and bad for the devotees and enlighten perfect knowledge even if the devotees fail to inquire relevant questions. And knowledge descending from disciplic succession, Parikshit and Acharya glorifies Sukadeva Goswami. Disciplic succession starts from Supreme Lord to Brahma, Brahma to Narada, Narada to Vyasadeva, and then to Sukadeva Goswami. And knowledge is Shabda Pramana. Authenticated spiritual masters, whenever Srimad Bhagavatam is heard, transformation of heart happens. 4 authenticated sampradayas, wherever we talk of devotion, spiritual message must have perfect reference and transfer the message as it is without any imagination or own mental speculation. And Parikshit Maharaj never felt tired as he is attentively listening to Srimad Bhagavatam spoken by Sukadeva Goswami in spite of 7 days and night of fasting. He is drinking Srimad Bhagavatam, Rasamalayam, mango without seed, essence of everything. And whenever Achyuta Katha is received, the house as the house is converted as temple, and the Achyuta Katha must be exchanged among family members. Sringi, the immature Brahmana boy, even though he cursed, there is no fear in the material world. One continuously hear Krishna Katha. How much I dependent on Krishna and the holy name is very much important. That much I have understood, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Krishna Mataji, want to say anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Hare
pranams.
Krishna. Pranam Mataji.
As practicing devotee, I should be inquisitive. Disciple is internal, and disciple is always disciplined. I should be, if I am a disciple, I should serve the spiritual master. Then I should ask relevant questions. Following 4 regulative principles, chanting 16 routes, and helping in Srila Prabhupada's movement is important. After doing this, we can ask relevant questions on which will help us in spiritual progress. Then Guru, Sadhu, Shastra is very important as Brahma, Narada, and Vyasa, Sukadeva Goswami, how it has transferred. The same way, we should listen from the Parampara system. Shabda Pramana is important. So we should always hear from the authorized person. Um, uh, the last, my takeaway is one who is completely and continuously engaged in Achyuta Katha, there is no fear. So I should be fully depend on Krishna's holy name. Other than this, there is nothing, and nothing will help us.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for this. Okay, so we'll stop here. Vancha kalpatarabhyasya kripa sindhavyacha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namaha anta kodi vaishnavanda ki jai. If possible, let's all chant once when some devotees are going through some problems here and there due to various reasons. Let's chant sincerely one Hare Krishna mantra for all the kind of solution of all the problems. Okay, let's chant loudly. Let's unmute and chant, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna definitely hear devotees' prayers because maybe he may not, hear my prayers, but devotees' prayer definitely he'll hear. So let's chant because Sarve Jana Sukhina Bhavantu, that is the movement. It's not just me, it's everybody. So we should try to pray for everybody. Of course, we are not praying for their material, but the devotees' material things impacts the spirituality. That is the problem. So if I have disturbed, I may not be able to do my sadhana. So that's why Krishna's mercy and prayers required. Let's chant and let's pray for them. Okay, Hare Krishna. So see you Monday with more devotees. Let's stop here. Hare Krishna.